Yogis, welcome. My name is Katie. If you haven't practiced with me before, welcome to your hangover flow. Because, yes, you are allowed to be a yogi, to do yoga, and drink alcohol. That is okay. And if that is you and you had a little bit of fun or maybe a heavy night last night and you want to get moving, this is the flow for you. It's quite gentle, just an opportunity to move your body, to get back into the breath, and hopefully release and reset. So if you are ready, come to your mats, maybe have a block or a book or something like that near you. It's not a massively prop heavy practice, but something that will provide support is always welcome. So let's come onto our mats together. We'll begin in reclined bound angle pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. So come onto your mats, come onto the back of your body, and take a nice big bend into the knees. Keep the feet touching. Start to separate the knees out side to side. Oh, and let's rest the hands either side of the body and take up a little bit of space. Just allow yourself to be held. If you're feeling really tight on the insides of the legs, maybe send the feet just a little bit further away. Or you could maybe even have them as though you're sitting cross-legged, but you've lied back. The choice is yours. Something opening, something that allows you to feel the ground beneath the back of your body. Once you've settled, let's just take together a full breath in through the nose. A long breath out. Let's take one more nice full breath in. Long breath out. And just allow the breath to return to normal. Begin to breathe consciously. Bring your awareness to your belly. Just notice the gentle rise and fall. And bring your awareness to the sides of your ribs. As you next inhale, see if you can widen the breadth of the torso. And as you exhale, soften the space between the eyes. Take another inhale, breathe right into the back of the body. Soften the shoulders, face, jaw as you exhale. Just continue to breathe. If you would like to, the invitation is to engage a very gentle ujjayi breath, that little constriction in the back of the throat. This will help warm the body. Most importantly, focus the mind. If ujjayi is not in your practice, I encourage you just to breathe with awareness. Start to find a full body stretch. Extend the legs all the way away from you. Start to reach the arms overhead. See how long you can make your body, fingers reaching from toes, toes reaching from fingers. Maybe a little yawn erupts as your body starts to expand. expand in its length. Allow now just the right knee to come into the chest. Give it a little bit of a squeeze, a little bit of a hug in. And perhaps you begin to take a few circles with that right knee. So, right hand guiding it, left hand can just land to the left hip point. Just gently working in to the pelvis, into the cup of the hip where the femur lands in the acetabulum. A little bit of anatomy for you there. Don't worry about the big words. Just allow yourself to feel in if there's any areas that feel like there's room to move into, or any areas that already feel nice and spacious. Next time your knee comes up to center, take the left hand around the outer edge of the right thigh. Start to guide it across the body to the left hand side as you expand the right arm out away from you. They're just coming into a very gentle supine twist. Maybe the right side of the head rolls towards the earth. And see if you can keep both shoulder blades just flush to the mat beneath you. Very gently, just start to guide yourself back up to center. Let's swap the legs over. Right leg goes long all the way to the short edge of the mat. Left knee comes into the chest. Give it a little squeeze, a little cuddle. See if you can keep that left foot flexed for a little bit of activation. And then right hand to right hip, start to make those circles with the left knee. Maybe we notice this one side feels a little bit more open, a little bit more available than the other. Yogis, next time the knee returns back to center, swap the hands over. Right hand to the outer edge of the left leg. Left hand reaches out to the left hand side as we draw the right leg across the body to find again our supine twist. Encourage left shoulder, left arm, left hand to stay heavy. Maybe left side of the face rolls towards the earth. And you start to slowly guide your way back up to center. Let's take a hug of both of the knees in towards the chest now. And you're going to sway very softly side to side until you find your way over onto either the right or the left hand side. It doesn't matter, whatever feels most temptuous for you. And once you've rolled off to one side, let's start to gently guide our way up onto all fours facing the front of the mat. So we'll meet together in tabletop pose. And just take a moment to find your foundation. As always, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Close the eyes down if you feel comfortable to. And as you're ready on your inhale, let the belly soften, the tailbone tilt up, the heart press forward. As you exhale, start to dome through the back of the body, hug the lower belly in. Inhale, find your way back into your cow pose. So big, broad heart, but be soft, be gentle. And just moving through these in your own breath now, your own time. Or especially if we're feeling, a little bit fragile from the night before, really, really key to ensure that we don't kind of settle into habits of movement. So especially if you generally have quite a strong practice If you're used to kind of challenging yourself on the mat a lot, this is really your opportunity to slow down and to really allow your movement to reflect how you feel. If you would like to start moving beyond the confines of cat-cow, start to kind of circle the torso, make that barrel rolling movement, it's very welcome. Whatever feels right for you. If you've been making circles, just take a moment to move in the opposite direction as well. Okay. And start to slowly find our way back to a neutral spine. You'll find thread needle. Take the left hand an inch forward. And as you inhale, reach the right hand up towards the sky. Full breath in here. Exhale, let's scoop the right arm underneath the left armpit. Right side of the face is going to come to the earth. Left hand walks all the way forward. And take a moment just to draw that left hip point back in space. So by neutralizing the pelvis in this way, we can very easily just find a little bit more integrity, a little bit more depth to our rotation. Beautiful. And start to draw that left hand back towards us, nice and slowly. Press into the left hand, rise back up. Right hand reaches all the way to the sky, resetting here. And then exhale, release the right hand down. Let's come onto the other side. First, step the right hand an inch forward. As you inhale, lift the left hand to the sky as though you're expanding through the front of the body. And as you exhale, thread your needle. Left arm is going to scoop underneath the right armpit, left side of the head to the earth. Right hand walks forward. Again, take your awareness to that right hip point. Draw it slightly back in space. Notice how that feels, how that changes the experience, the shape, the intention. Beautiful. Okay. Let's start to reset. Right hand comes back towards the face. Press into the right hand. Inhale. Left hand reaches all the way to the sky. And as we exhale, left hand is going to come down towards the earth. Let's find our feet coming a little bit wider, so as wide as the mat, and then actually take the knees as wide as the mat as well. From here, tuck into the toes, start to walk the hands back towards your knees. You're going to press off the hands, press off the feet, roll yourself back onto your heels so that you come into Malasana, or your yogi squats. So for some, this is the most enjoyable thing ever. For others, this is pure and utter hell. It all depends on your bone structure more than anything else. So if this is really horrible, don't worry, we're not here for too long. See if you can just come up onto the balls of the feet, and you can support yourself with your hands. So this is not supposed to be any kind of punishment. If that's okay for you, stay there. If you'd like to, you can see if the heels can press towards the earth. Interlace the fingers in front of you and take them to the base of the skull, so towards the occipital bone, just where the skull and the neck meet. And then squeeze the elbows towards one another in front of the face, and then start to dome through the back of the body. So there's a really lovely, hopefully, stretch all the way through the spinal extensors, so those muscles that run either side of the spine, just giving them a little bit of love, maybe a little bit of warmth here as well. Okay, some of us are not going to be enjoying this as much as others, so let's release the hands down towards the earth wherever you are. And start to press the hips up towards the sky. Use your hands as support as much as you need. And then turn the heels out slightly so the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Let the knees soften. Come into a wide leg ragdoll. So head is really nice and heavy. Hands come around the elbows, maybe crossing the arms, whatever feels right for you. And maybe stillness is perfect. Maybe you just enjoy a little sway from side to side. There's really no right way of doing things here, yogis. This is an invitation to be very much in your own experience. So we move slowly so that you can really cultivate what is going to serve you. I encourage you as we just stay here for another few breaths, just to remind the crown of your head just how heavy it can be. Remind your elbows just how heavy they can be, and at the same time, breathe. Okay, loves. Let's release the hands down towards the earth. Stay low and keep a bend into the knees. Just start to heel toe the feet back towards one another. Stop them at hip width distance. I'm going to start to walk the hands forward slowly, slowly into our plank pose. Don't worry, not for long. Spread the fingers wide, dome through the shoulders, hug lower belly in, full breath as you are. As you exhale, lower the knees, release the toes. You can lower the chest and the chin down at the same time. So elbows hug in, chest and chin lower to the earth. Keep the pelvis lifted. And then slowly snake the weight forward. Come into your cobra. Nice and easy. Hands under the shoulders, shoulder blades roll back, elbows squeeze in, chin lifts, maybe eyes closed. And press into all 10 toes here. Feel the legs gently active. As you exhale, release. Let's press back into child's pose and press into the hands. Let the hips come to meet the heels, forehead to the earth, hands stay out in front. Take this time just to breathe fully into the back of the body. We're really expanding into the back of the lungs, finding a little bit of space in between the ribs. On your next inhale, find your way back into tabletop pose. Weight comes into the hands and the knees. And as you exhale, tuck into the toes. Let's find downward facing dog. Hips are going to move all the way up and back. Let the head be nice and heavy here as you just take a few breaths to cycle through the legs. So a bend into one knee and then into the other. Maybe the hips sway a little side to side. Maybe we come right up onto the toes and then with knees soft, energize the heels towards the earth. It is whatever you crave, whatever you desire. We've got no winning here on the mat today. This is an opportunity of self-love, self-expression. So take your time. Full breath in. Long breath out. On your inhale, start to rise the right foot up towards the sky. Make it nice and long, pressing through the right heel, pressing through the hands, long line of energy all the way through the spine. As you're ready, begin to bend into the right knee. Let that right hip point stack open over the left as you kind of energize the right knee towards the sky and see if you can squeeze the right heel towards the seat. Take one more full breath as you are, and as you exhale, slowly, slowly, just start to step that right foot forward. Land it in between the hands and let the left knee come down towards the earth. Keep the left toes tucked as you inhale, sweep the hands all the way to the sky. We have this tendency to back bend here. We have this tendency to collapse into the lower spine. Can you keep the lower belly drawn in? Right knee tracking over the toes and stacking over the ankle. Very gently, we're going to release the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. And you're going to turn the left foot over to the right hand side of the mat, so it's a little bit of a diagonal. And as you do so, you can allow the heart to face over to the left hand side. You can let the hips get nice and heavy. Left arm stays reaching overhead, or left bicep in line with the ear. So you're in modified side angle. Maybe we play with just allowing the hips to move gently up and down as we work into the muscles of the legs, work into the hip flexors. Start to find a little bit of stillness now. You're going to start to press off the right foot, start to extend the right leg, lift the heart, take the left hand all the way over to the back of the mat. And as the left hand lands, turn the right heel out away from you, so the right foot is parallel to the front of your mat. The right arm is going to reach all the way overhead, so we find our way into modified side plank. Encourage a breath or two right into the right side body. Allow the gaze to come wherever is comfortable. Full breath in as you are. As you exhale, start to release the right hand down towards the earth in front of you. We're going to crawl our way back to the front of the mat. Hands can slowly steady themselves around the front foot. Turn the left foot back in space, tuck into the left toes, and then start to extend or straighten the right leg as you walk the hands back in space. The hands can come wherever is going to provide you with the most support. See if you can squeeze or flare the right toes up towards the face. And maybe you stay with me here. Maybe you walk the hands a little bit further forward if that's available in your hamstring. But wherever you are, can we squeeze right hip point back, left hip point forward, so we feel this energy kind of culminating right in the center of our body. Okay, let's come back into that low lunge. Start to bend into the right knee, walk the hands forward. We'll step back. The choice is yours. You could lift the left knee, step back, high plank, and move directly to downward facing dog. Or if you're coming with me, we lower the knees, release the toes, lower chest and chin towards the earth. Inhale, scoop the heart forward, cobra. And as we exhale, we'll join in downward facing dog. Hips move up and back. Let's come to the other side. Inhale, left foot rises up towards the sky. Keep the leg nice and long for a moment. Press through the heel. Feel that long line of energy. Then begin to bend the left knee. Start to roll the left hip point open over the right, so we feel left knee is reaching towards the sky, left heel squeezes towards the seat. See if you can affirm evenly through both hands, so shoulders stay level. Full breath in as you are here, and as you exhale, let's step that left foot forward, land it in between the hands. Let the right knee come down towards the earth. Inhale is reaching your hands all the way to the sky. And as, again, notice if you have that tendency to collapse into the pose. We're trying to keep a rough sense of activation here. So I'd encourage not to let the hips ground, but rather keep them ever so slightly elevated. Full breath in here as you are. As you exhale, take the left hand down on the inside of the left foot. Keep the right arm reaching overhead as you turn the right foot out to the left hand side of the mat. Again, we're here in our modified side plank. Right bicep stacking over right ear. Maybe just a little movement of the hips just to work into whatever feels right for you. Let's start to make our way to modified side plank. Press off the left foot, reach tall with the right hand. Then right hand is going to circle all the way to the back edge of the mat as the left heel presses out. Left foot parallel to the front of your mat. Left arm reaches overhead. Full breath in, reach tall through the left fingertips. And as you exhale, allow the left side body to dome. Now that sense of vibrancy, almost like a rainbow shape we're making through. Take a full breath in as you are. As you exhale, let's release the hands to the earth in front of us. Start that creepy crawly journey all the way back to the front of the mat, turning the right foot back in space as you arrive. Keep those right toes tucked, half splits. Begin to extend the left leg. Shift the hips back in space. Take your hands wherever feels most supportive. Once again, if you would like to fold over the left leg, please do. But wherever you are, let's keep those left toes drawing towards the face. Let's keep left hip point squeezing back, right hip point drawing slightly forward. Nice and easy, guys. As you're ready, on your inhale, find your way back into that low lunge. Your choice. Either step back, downward facing dog, or with me, step back, high plank. We'll take it up a little notch. Lower the knees, release the toes. This time, lower halfway down. Then on your inhale, let the belly come to the earth. Shine the heart forward, roll shoulders back. As you exhale, downward facing dog. This time on your inhale, start to come up onto your toes. Let the knees soften. Take the gaze forward. Take a few steps to get all the way to the top of the mat. And we'll arrive with feet at hip width distance. Take a full breath in. Lift and lengthen through the spine. And as you exhale, fold. Oh. We're going to rise slowly, oh so slowly, up to standing. Now ground through the feet, keep the chin tucked, head heavy, hands heavy. Start to rise vertebra by vertebra until you get to standing. Really nice. Okay, when you've arrived to standing, keep the feet separate, please. So we're going to need this for a little bit of stability as we find our crescent moon shape. So use your inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. Start to take the left wrist with the right hand. Draw up even taller, and then soften into the right knee as you start to lean over to the right hand side. So that lovely big broad stretch through the left side body. Keep the weight into the left side of the left foot. And please notice, if you can't breathe, you've gone a little bit too far, so just release slightly. As we inhale, let's rise back up to center, swap it over. Left hand takes right wrist, soften into the left knee, start to lean over to the left hand side. Really stretching through right body. That right hand might even be kind of soft, just switched off. Inhale, we rise back to center. Beautiful. Release the hands either side of the body. Close the eyes down. Take a moment just to notice how you feel, how you're doing, how you're faring. And whatever the answer, offer yourself a little compassion, a little patience, a little kindness. We cannot be at our best all the time. And in the moments when we don't feel as sprightly as perhaps we might have done, that self-love, self-care is so very important. On your next inhale, love, sweep the hands to the sky, lift the gaze up towards the thumbs. As you exhale, release the hands down, come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Think nice long spine, knees can be very gently bent. Exhale, hands come down. Let's step the right foot and then the left foot back to your high plank. Your option, vinyasa or direct to downward facing dog, hips up and back. From downward facing dog, on your inhale, take the right foot up towards the sky. Keep the hips level, please. As you exhale, step the right foot forward. Land it in between the hands. Let the left knee come down towards the earth for a moment. Keep the left toes tucked. And you're just going to drape yourself over that front leg. So hands can walk forward a little bit. Head gets nice and heavy. You can adjust the legs however you need. Just breathe into the back of the body. Breathe into the space in between the shoulder blades. Really nice, guys. Okay. Start to draw the hands back towards us. Tuck into the toes. If, like me, you've released them. We're going to find our way to high crescent lunge. Start just by lifting the left knee off the earth. Squeeze the thighs together. And as you inhale, reach the hands all the way up towards the sky. Nice and easy, yogis. As you exhale, open out to warrior two. Left heel turns down. Hands come to shoulder height. Just a little bit of a flow. Inhale, flip the right palm, take the right hand all the way to the sky. Let's come into side angle. As you exhale, release the right elbow to the right thigh. Let the left hand come all the way overhead. Left arm sitting above the left ear. On your next inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand reaches all the way back to the sky. Left hand to back of left leg. And as you're ready, release the hands around the front foot. Your journey to downward facing dog, loves. So maybe a vinyasa, or maybe like me, you're moving hips directly up and back, downward facing dog. When you do arrive in downward facing dog, let's take a full breath in, a long breath out. Inhale, those left foot rises up towards the sky. Keep the hips level. As you exhale, left knee comes forward to the nose. Let's step the left foot in between the hands. Right knee comes down towards the earth. And again, take a moment, just drape yourself over that front leg so you can really snuggle the left armpit into the top of the left thigh. Hands can reach forward, head gets heavy. Maybe you release those right toes. Really nice. Okay. Start to draw the hands back towards you. You're going to tuck into the right toes. Start to lift the right knee. Before you go any further, squeeze the thighs together. Firm up through the lower belly. Inhale, hands reach all the way to the sky. High crescent lunge. Exhale, open out, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Flip the left palm. Take the hand to the sky. Broad left side body. As you exhale, side angle. Left elbow to left thigh. Right arm is going to reach all the way overhead. Bicep in line with the ear. On your next inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand reaches to the sky. Right hand to the back of the right leg. And as you exhale, release the hands this time around the front foot. Step it back, take your vinyasa or meet directly in downward facing dog. Guys, that is the hardest of the work done. When you do arrive back in downward facing dog, let's come up onto the toes and then bend into the knees. Come into tabletop pose. You can release those toes now. From here, we move into Gomukhasana, or cow face, shoelace if you're a little yin bunny. Let's start to draw the right knee forward and draw it in between the hands. Yeah, and then right foot is going to move diagonally out to the left hand side, and we're going to draw that left leg in behind the right. So we've like slotted it in. Now, before you go any further, you're going to send the left foot out to the right hand side. You're going to use your hands to roll yourself over onto your seat so you sit back. Now, lots of ways that you can modify this. You might take your block, your cushion, your support under your seat is going to give you a little bit more room in the knees and hips. If that's not working for you, then maybe you extend the left leg forward. Yeah, so it does the same thing, still working into the outer edges of the hips and thighs. From here, yogis, we fold. Start to slowly lower your heart over your right leg. Hands come down to a place that's comfortable. Let the head get heavy. And I should say, as we move into this pose, that bone structure has a lot of responsibility when it comes to how deeply, or our expression, I would say, of the pose, what it looks like. So for some, sitting might be your edge. If that's your edge, stay there. For others, maybe you explore going a little bit lower. But if you are going lower, I encourage you not to allow the back to fully round, just a little softening of the shoulders away from the ears. I know for some, this is going to be a real challenge, so we're just going to take 2 or 3 more breaths. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're feeling, love, kindness, and compassion is what we offer ourselves. Beautiful. Okay, wherever you are, let's come to find our way back up to seated. Hands are going to come behind the back of the body, fingers facing forward. Just start to unravel the legs. Take the feet to hip width distance. We come into reverse tabletop. So press into the hands and into the feet. Lift the hips up towards the sky and allow the head to hang back ever so slightly. If your head is going all the way back, please press the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth so the neck, the throat are supported. As you're ready, yogis, on your exhale, release the hips down towards the earth. From here, we come back into tabletop. You're going to cross one foot in front of the other. Very simply roll over the feet, the shins, the knees, hands come out in front. Come back into your tabletop pose. And we'll come onto the other side. Let's draw that left knee forward now. Take it in between the hands. Left foot is going to move diagonally out to the right hand side. Right knee snuggles into the back of the left leg. And then again, the right foot moves out to the left. So the feet are split, giving you room to sit down. Nice. Take your variation. So maybe extending right leg, maybe taking support underneath the seat. Let the hands come out in front of you and then very slowly come into your forward fold. Nearly there. 2 more breaths. Okay. Let us once again begin to draw ourselves back up to seated. We're going to take the hands behind us, fingers facing forward, lean back into the hands to unravel the legs. Feet come to hip width distance. Reverse tabletop once again. Press into the hands and feet. Lift the hips to the sky. Allow the head to hang back to a place that feels comfortable. Full breath in as you are. And as you exhale, gently release the hips all the way down towards the earth. Keep that bend into the knees. Sweep the hands forward. Full breath in here, and then start to release the lower back, the middle back, and the upper back, all the way onto the earth beneath you. Hug the knees into the chest once you get down. Now allow the knees to come wider than the torso, as though they were going to reach the armpits. Start to send the feet towards the sky. We take happy baby. So maybe hands come to the back of the legs, maybe to the backs of the calves, the ankles, or the outer edges of the feet. Very welcome. If you're quite available in your hips and you want to take it a little bit further, you can take the arms on the inside of the legs and then wrap the hands around the outer edges of the feet. So this is going to deepen the pose quite significantly. See how you go. Wherever you decide to take the arms, Can you lengthen the tailbone back towards the earth? Beautiful, guys. Okay. Let's start to release. Let the feet come back towards the ground. Release the hands. Take the feet to the earth, but keep that bend into the knees and start to expand the arms out in opposite directions. Press into the feet, yogis. Lift the hips. Shift them 2 inches to the left. Pop them back down and then wrap the left leg over the right. From here, let the knees just come over to the right hand side. If you would like to, definitely take some support under the legs, a block or a cushion or something, just so that both shoulders can stay connected to the earth beneath you. And maybe head rolls again to the left. Take a full breath in. A long breath out. Use your next inhale to find your way back up to center. Unravel the legs. Let's press into the feet, pick the hips up, shift them 4 inches over to the right this time. And let the right leg wrap over the left. And let the knees come over to the left hand side. Maybe head rolls over to the right. Wherever you find your way, take a full breath in. Long breath out. In this posture, our final one before Savasana. Just allow your awareness to run through your body. Notice if you are clinging on to anything. Maybe it's a clenching of the toes or a squeezing of the thighs. Maybe it's an activation in hips or abdomen. Slowly bring the knees all the way back up to center. Take your time. Unravel the legs. Let's start to find our way into Shavasana. Extend the legs out. Maybe keep the arms as they are. Maybe take them either side of the body. Maybe bring them all the way overhead. Take a full breath in. Long breath out. Let the feet get heavy. Release the doing in the calves, in the thighs. Let the pelvis spread to the ground beneath you. Let the backs of your ribs soften, become heavy. Allow your shoulders to bore into the ground beneath you. Allow the ground to support the back of your head. As you allow a little more space between the back teeth. You encourage eyes, eyelids, eyebrows, and forehead to get heavier. Begin to notice your breath. It's soft and steady, uncontrolled, fluid and free. And let the breath be both the path and the guide back to the surface of the body. You can notice again fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, and you start to make gentle movement. Allow this movement to grow. As you're ready, take a full body stretch, arms overhead, toes reaching from hands. And then allow the knees to come in towards the chest. Give yourself a big cuddle. And keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft, begin to find your way over to either your right or left hand side. And slowly, slowly begin to press your way up to a comfortable seated position. Yogis, we seal the practice here together by taking hands to prayer at heart center. And we take a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for coming to the mat today despite the odds. Taking the time to move, to breathe. And gratitude for the practice and everything that it has to teach us. It is a pleasure and an honor to guide you in movement. Thank you, yogis. Dhanyavad for joining me. See you soon.